Thunderbolts, asterisk. So, Thunderbolts is a new Marvel film, and it is the new Florence Pugh film, starring Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Just so many actors that's great. What's his name? David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, Lewis Pullman. So, what is this film about? So, this film, I'm going to read the synopsis on IMDb. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of antiheroes must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their pasts. So, basically, you've got Florence Pugh, who I guess kind of works for Julia Louis-Dreyfus as like a hit woman. You've got the Walmart Captain America, the bargain bucket Captain America, played by Wyatt Russell. You've got the Ghost Lady from Ant-Man, who can sort of teleport or go invisible for a moment. And it's these bad guys, and they think they're on a mission, but they realize they're on a mission to all kill each other in this basement. And then the basement locks down, and they realize, oh no, we're all about to be incinerated because Julia Louis-Dreyfus is sort of in hot water at the moment, and we are just sort of evidence against her. So she's just getting rid of all her evidence in one go. And also in this basement is a guy called Bob, who's just this guy with a slightly dark past who's like, I don't know why I'm here. I just woke up in this room. They were doing some experiments on me. But yeah, they managed to escape. By the way, spoiler. They managed to escape, and then that guy Bob ends up becoming Sentry, this sort of basically Superman. I think this is probably the best Marvel film since Shang-Chi? Yeah, I'd say it's the best Marvel film since that. I think I really, really, really was invested in this film. I thought it was great. I was like, this has got heart, it's interesting, it's funny, and I'm on board. Like, Florence Pugh is a superstar. She is so good, and she's such a good firstly leader of this group, but after the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow died, you're like, oh, that's such a shame, but she's a great replacement, a great sort of next person to step up and take her spot on the Avengers. Like, she's so good, and her relationship with her dad, David Harbour, is so nice and so good to watch, and his like love for his daughter, and they have some real heartfelt moments and some really funny moments. I just thought both of them were so good. Wyatt Russell's really, really good and interesting as the bargain bucket Captain America. Bucky was okay in this film. The Ghost Lady was okay in this film. But yeah, just really, really great acting from everyone across the board, but especially Florence Pugh, especially David Harbour. There's a bit that he says, like, I don't like judge you for your mistakes at all. And it's just so nice to have that. And that's really what kind of this film is sort of about. It's sort of about the sort of mental sort of torment you can do to yourself. And Bob, I guess, is the personification of that, because he's suffering from the mental illness of drug addiction, I guess depression. And when he becomes Superman, he suffers from the mental illness of what basically seems like the idea that nothing really matters. Bohemian Rhapsody. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. That real sort of lack in life. Like, does life matter at all, really? No. And it's just Bob has this fight within himself. He's got a fight within himself, and it's a really, really interesting moment because he becomes Sentry, and there's an awesome scene where the Thunderbolts, this team, they're trying to fight him, and they're just getting absolutely nowhere. He can't be killed. Basically, he seems invincible. He's basically Superman. It's like embarrassing watching them fight him. But he turns into the sort of dark version where he's infecting the world with darkness, and everything is becoming dark, right? And everyone is just disappearing into shadows. But what they're really doing is disappearing into the memories that they hate about themselves, the memories that they hate about their lives. And in it, Florence Pugh sort of falls into this sort of maze of memories, of bad memories and shame and anguish. And she finds Sentry, and the whole Thunderbolts do. They all find Sentry and Bob, and he's trying to like fight himself, and that's what it seems like he needs to do. He needs to defeat the bad thoughts. He needs to defeat them, fight them out. He needs to like get rid of them by sort of punching them down and showing that he's stronger than them. But it's not that. In the end, the lesson seems to be that what he needs to do actually is love himself and accept himself. And it's almost sort of like they kind of saved the world by just giving him a hug in the end, which sounds a bit anticlimactic, but it kind of works in the film for some reason. It's like, yeah, the fighting yourself was not working at all. The fighting the bad feelings, fighting the feeling of nothing matters, fighting the feeling of worthlessness. It's not a combative fight that you've got to do. It's a loving. You got to start loving yourself and accepting yourself and giving yourself a break. And it's all about that, really, which is a great sentiment and something I really agree with. And it's really important to treat yourself with love. And really important to understand everyone makes mistakes. And it's really important to give yourself a break sometimes. Of course, you got to hold yourself accountable when you hurt people, but it's really important before you've got to fix yourself. You've got to love yourself and learn to be proud of yourself. And then as a fully formed sort of loving human being, then you can go and fix mistakes you may have made. And yeah, it was just a really, really interesting sort of final, I guess, battle, where usually these Marvel films are like, the world's going to end and we've just got to fight and blow things up and shoot everything. But no, this was a hug in the mind, which was just really interesting. I really, really loved it. I was like, this is great. This is an interesting sort of way to fix this situation. It's this hug. It's this, let's all hug him and let him know he's safe and loved and that we want him as our friend and that he matters. And that is really an important statement to make, and I'm glad Marvel's making that statement. A lot of young people watch Marvel, and there's a lot of young people that feel disillusioned in this world. There's a lot of young people that maybe feel lonely in this world, feel like there's no hope in this world. They'll never be able to buy a house. They'll never amount to anything. The world's gone to shit, and they have no friends. Everyone's online, and there's a lot of young people watching Marvel films and realizing that, yeah, you can physically hug someone and love somebody and maybe help them in that way. And you can love yourself and give yourself a hug. And that's really important. And I'm glad that Marvel is sort of showing that in this character. I will say, if there's one thing that was a little bit off about this movie, it was the very end. Sorry, I'm coughing. Sorry, hay fever. It's hay fever. The very, very end, it's like, okay, Julia Louise-Dreyfus has tried her absolute hardest to kill us all. Let's go get her. And she's like, no, please don't get me. And then she like pulls a little curtain, and there's like a load of cameras and journalists, and she's like, haha, the Thunderbolts, they're the new Avengers. Sorry, I was just coughing there, but I feel better now. And then she's like, haha, the Thunderbolts, this was all my plan. You are the new Avengers, and I've introduced you to the world. And they're like, they go along with it. And I'm like, hold on. She just try to like ruin you guys both by killing you and your reputation, and you're just going to accept this little twist at the end. That felt really weird and forced. But that's the only bad thing I'm going to say about it. It was an odd ending, very odd end. And then we've got the end credit scenes. One is just a silly one that I don't even remember. But then at the very end, you've got the Thunderbolts, who are the new Avengers now, and they're like, "Hey, Sam Wilson is like saying he's copyrighted the Avengers name," which was a bit weird, and that he doesn't recognize us as the Avengers. And then they're like, "Oh, a spaceship has just entered our atmosphere," and then they look through, I guess, some kind of screen, and they see it's a spaceship that has the Fantastic Four logo on it, and we're like, "Oh my god, Fantastic Four are in this universe. They're in this universe. Have they just arrived from outer space, from another planet? Have they just crossed dimensions through a different dimension from another universe into ours?" I guess we're going to find out, because the next film in the Marvel series is, of course, the next Fantastic Four film with Pedro Pascal. And that had me excited. It worked. I was giddy with excitement in the cinema. I was like, this reminds me of the old days where Marvel did end credit scenes like it was like this golden sort of ticket to the next movie, where you're like, oh my god, that's so exciting. Like, I loved that, and it was so exciting to see the Fantastic Four spaceship here, and it's just like, here we go, I'm so excited. And yeah, Marvel did it. It worked. It got me excited. I had tingles, and I was like, here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready for the Fantastic Four film coming out in a couple of months. So that's coming out. Let me know what you thought of Thunderbolts Asterix. Did you like it? Did you think it was as good as I thought it was? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below in the form of writing. That's how I want to hear them. Sorry, I've had a whole bunch of hay fever, just sneezing and coughing and stuff, but I'm okay, guys. I'm okay because you guys are here, and y'all know I love you so much, and I wish I could all give you a hug. I could give you all a hug right now, because you deserve it. You really do.